up to my favorite bunch of beauties? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be collabing with Dion Loves Makeup and with Lock Maiden. We are still on our 2-month no buy. I think at this point we are pretty much 3/4 of the way through it. It is the 14th of September, so roughly 2 weeks left, and we are doing it. We are getting through this thing like champs. We are texting each other constantly and checking in with each other and showing each other like new releases and talking them out and saying, yeah, I don't know. Just all the time we are texting each other. But today we are doing a video on how we use our makeup brushes differently than they are sort of labeled, if that makes any sense. And I do want you all to go ahead after you watch my video and watch Dion and Locke's videos also. Their videos will be listed in my description, probably right at the top. The links to their videos will be in my description. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, I have no makeup on. So as I am using my brushes and telling you how I use them, I am going to be showing you how I use them at the same time. And it is after work. It is after work, so I look tired. I see my dark circles. Thank God one of the brushes I'm going to be using for some concealer. So let me drink some water real quick. It's like I got out of the car and came straight upstairs to do this video. So I hope you didn't hear that swallow. Just a quick little chug of water real quick and we are going to get started. So at first I thought I was going to do them in order of the way I do my makeup, but I don't think so. I sort of have them grouped into brands. So I think I'm going to do it that way. And I am going to start with the Sonia G brush. No, the Real Techniques brushes that I have. And the first one that I have is the blush brush. And of course we all know this is the first blush brush that we got that was shaped like this. Most blush brushes were either angled or they were shaped like this Tarte brush. So when I first got this brush, I thought this brush was like way too big for cheeks, but although I do use it for my cheeks, it is a very light, flexible brush, so it will give you a diffused cheek color. But I also use this blush brush for like setting. You can use it to set up under your eyes. And I can also use it for my bronzer because it's nice and fluffy. And what I should have done, and what I am going to do first, is I'm going to use this Expert face brush. But I'm going to use this Expert face brush for my foundation today. I also use this brush for bronzer. I don't know what this Expert's face brush is supposed to be for, but you can use it for bronzer, you can use it for your contour, and because it's like it's small enough and it can get right in those areas. But today I am going to be using it for my foundation because I just want to put a little quick wash of foundation on, and I have the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation, the OG that I used to use all the time. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on. I am going to spray my brush with some Fix Plus like I always do. And we are going to apply a layer of my foundation here. I don't know why I don't use this foundation. It looks like a really good match. So I'm just going to put like a light layer on so I can go ahead and put the rest. of the items on my face that I want to talk to you about today. And then I am going to go and sort of clean this stuff right off. But as I am doing this, this brush is a little on the small side, but does a good job of especially getting like right here between my brow and my hairline and getting close to my hairline. And it does not leave any streaks or anything like that. So perfect for putting on your foundation. And I just want to wipe this off the back of my hand. Alright, so that is brush number 1. We're going to go back to this brush here. I am going to use this to quickly, probably only like bronze one side of my face. And because I think I have another brush that let me see. No, we can use this one to bronze both sides of the face. I am going to grab, do I even have a bronzer? Am I even set up for success today? One sec. Alright, and because this is like so against how I do my makeup, but I just grabbed a Mented bronzer and I am just going to use this brush here, and I wish that I didn't have a shadow on this side, but I'll show you on this side that this brush can be perfect for putting your bronzer on, because you pretty much put your bronzer on the same way you put your blush on. So this would pretty much make quick work of putting your bronzer on. So this is the blush brush from Real Techniques. The next brush that I am going to use, and actually I'm going to go out of order here. The next brush that I am going to use is from Tarte. And it's a double-ended brush, and it actually came with this Shape Tape glow bar. And I may use this later, but this is what the glow bar looks like. So I got it with that, but what I have found is that I can use this brush for, because it's like that other brush. I can use this for my blush. I can use it to set my whole face. It's really supposed to be used for this glow bar, so you can put your highlight on in different areas. But this thing is huge. I can't see myself putting highlight on with it, but I can see myself using it for blush. So I'm just going to grab this brush that was in my makeup basket. I am just going to tap, because I can't see it on here. And I am just going to lightly put some blush on my cheeks. I probably should have used this the other day, because that way I wouldn't have overdone my blush. This one gives you a diffused look, so that way if you have like a super concentrated blush, this brush, because it's so like flexible and it is a synthetic brush, it is perfect for putting like a diffused blush on your cheek, if you can see it. And I also use this other side, but what I am going to grab is the Refer number 12, number 35. Sorry, so this is the Refer 35. And this is supposed to be a blush contour or highlight brush. And this is what the brush looks like. But as you can see the shape of the brush, you know what I am going to use this brush for. So I'm going to put some concealer here and here. And then I'm going to put some concealer over my lip. And then I'm going to do this part first. because I usually go here, so it is really good for going like in this corner around my nose, and then I can blend my concealer up under my eyes. And what I can also do with this brush, and what I'm going to do today, is the concealer that's left on the brush. I am just going to use it and put it on my eyes. So you can also use it for your eyeshadow base. Alright, so that is it. And this is a natural hair brush. So this is the Refer 35 brush. And then with that, I am going to use, I think, and I hope I don't regret this because I know this is a glow bar, but I don't have a setting powder. So I'm going to use like this darker one, and I'm going to use this end of the brush as like a setting powder up under my eyes here. Alright, and I did say that this is a brush for the glow bar, but can very nicely be used for blush and for setting up under your eyes. The next brush that I am going to use is I think another Sonia G brush, and that is going to be the Jumbo Bronzer. And the Jumbo Bronzer, I have to grab a powder. The Jumbo Bronzer, I feel, can be used for your bronzer if you want a diffused bronzer, but for me, most of the time, I use it for powder. So I have my Laura Mercier powder, and I am just going to set my face with this. And just like that, my face is set. So that is pretty much the only way I use this brush. I don't really ever use this for bronzer. I always use it as a setting brush. And the next brush that I have for the face also is from Tarte, and it is their buffer brush. And we know these two came together as a set back in the day. So, and this is like a limited edition one from years ago, but it's still in good condition. But these came together as a set. So if you had the Amazonian Clay foundation, you had this buffer brush. But what I want to do is I'm going to spray this brush, and I'm just going to sort of pat in my powder and concealer and all the stuff that is on my face. So instead of just spraying your face with Fix Plus, to have a more controlled application, you can just spray this brush with it and just tap it in. And to me, it does look less powdery. So I do indeed use this brush for my Amazonian Clay foundation, but it is really good for just spraying that brush, making that brush just slightly damp, and just tapping that powdery look away. So I don't look so powdery anymore, because I was looking like a little bit of a ghost at first. So that is the Tarte Buffer brush. That brush is still available on their website. I think they also now have another limited edition version of it. But it is still available, and it is a really, really good brush. I think I have that brush in like 3 different versions. The original version had a bit of like a little curve at the end of it. You know, if you all know from back when Tarte first came out, those brushes had a little bit of a curve. Then I have this limited edition. And then I think I recently, not recently, but I bought probably this foundation, and it came with the buffer brush from QVC. And they have it like it has a flat bottom on it. So that's how the brush looks now. What I forgot to do is to put my highlighter on before I sort of stamped my face with this. So I have the Tarte blush brush. And this brush is actually really good for blush because it's like the perfect size. But I turn it this way and I can use it for my highlighter. So I hope one of these shows up. They look exactly the same, but I'm going to use this one in the middle and hope it just comes out like a lit from within type of situation and doesn't look chalky. But yeah, you can just turn it this way, like on the tip, the very tip of the brush, and just use it for your highlighter and then just blend it. And that is sort of a lit from within look. All right, so that is brush number 6. That is the Tarte blush brush. So the next brush that I am going to use, actually I don't have it. Let me grab it. All right, so I have 12 brushes and not 11. So this one is the Lotus brush from Sonia G. And actually, no, this is the base brush from the Lotus collection from Sonia G. And this one I also use for either my bronzer or my highlighter. But since I used another brush and put all those things on, I won't use it. But this one is perfect. This one is perfect for contour too, since contour is more concentrated in this area here. So you can just use it like right in this area here, and of course it's thin enough to go for a highlight. It's called a base brush, so I'm assuming that they just thought you were going to use it to put foundation on. But I don't, because of the shape of it, I never use it for that. So it's either going to be contour, bronzer, or a highlight brush for me. So that is brush number 7. The next brush that I want to share with you is the Newbie Pro. And I think that I probably use this brush the same way that everybody else does. And this is the brush from Sonia G. I promise you, I think I paid $80 for this brush. This brush is now $95. But I do use it for my bronzer. I also use it for setting. This is one of those multi-purpose brushes. So, I mean, if you want to, you can probably do a quick swipe of blush for it. But mostly for me, it's going to be a bronzer brush or just for setting powder. All right. And I feel like I'm missing other brush. I may not be. I have another use for brushes sort of shaped like these, but I kind of use one of the rougher brushes. So one sec. All right. So if I sit here long enough, I will pull out every brush that I own and show you how I use it differently than what it's labeled for. But this is the Refer number 5 brush. It looks like it is intended to be a blush brush, and I do have 2 of these, and I think I did use one for a blush brush. But I also like these because it is very flexible. So I like this for like brushing like fallout, even though that sometimes when you brush fallout it kind of blends in. But any little like small thing that you like, hair on your face, fleck it off with the brush. So because this one is so flexible, I like this brush for that also. Now we are getting to the classic base brush from Sonia G, and I think this came as part of a collection, and it does, because I see it, another brush in that collection there. And this is the classic base, so this is intended to be a foundation brush. When you tell me classic base, let me turn it that way, I see it as a foundation brush. To me, this brush is too small. I would use this brush for concealer here and around my nose, concealer here. I will also use this brush for contour here. And I would probably even, maybe just to sort of blend out my concealer, I would use this brush also. It's very, I mean, it fits right up under the eye, and it's good for just tapping your foundation out. This one is also a natural hair brush. Alright, so we are down to the last three. The next one I am going to show you is the Detail Pro. And I think in my video earlier this week, I used this brush for my concealer. But since I already put that on, I am just going to grab a random palette out of my makeup basket. So I grabbed the Nouveau palette. And what I like to do with brushes this big is to use it for like my transition. So I'm just going to put it into this shade right here that I would use for a transition, and just go back and forth really quickly. Because it is so big, it does a really fast job. I have also used this brush to set my eyeshadow base. Like when I put the Mario eyeshadow base on and it has the powder, I love this brush for setting that base with the powder that's in the compact also. But as you can see, really quick work of an eyeshadow base. If this is all you want to do one day for eyeshadow, it is one and done. The next brush that I have to show you, and we are getting down to the end of it. The next one that I have to show you is actually the Jumbo Worker, and that is this brush right here. And the Jumbo Worker, I would definitely use for concealer. I would use it for a precise highlight, like if you want it in small areas. But today we are just going to use it to just put a wash of foundation on my lids. So it'll be just a quick wash of eyeshadow on my eyes. And just like that, we are done. So done with that really quickly. And it sort of gives you, it depends. I think I put a little much on this eye and I had enough for this eye. Let me actually put a little bit more. And then you have yourself a quick 2 eyeshadow look. And I'm just gonna, just for the sake of not looking crazy, just put a little bit more right here and right there. And that is pretty much my eye look. So perfect for highlighter, perfect for a contour. I mean, not a contour. Perfect for a highlighter when you want a precise highlighter. Perfect for applying your concealer and just sort of buffing it out. And perfect for just a quick wash of color on your eyelids. And the last brush I want to talk to you about today is the Refer number 12. This brush is supposed to be a smudge brush. I've never smudged with this brush because it is too big to me for smudging. So I use it, and I'm just going to use this green color here right there. It is perfect right in this little socket here for putting a inner corner highlight. So once again, just right in this area here, and you have your inner corner highlight. And that is that. And I'm just going to put some gloss on my lips right now. We are not doing any mascara or anything like that because this is coming right back off my face. All right, and that is it. That is actually a decent everyday makeup look. I think so. I like the Nouveau palette anyway, so that is that. Those are my makeup brushes and how I use them differently than what they are actually labeled for. Make sure you all check out Dion and Locke's videos also, because I know none of us actually use the brushes the way they are labeled, and I am actually interested to see how they use their brushes as well. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video coming out. Have a great day, and don't let your day be a waste of makeup. Bye.